Good evening, everybody. Welcome to the 14th episode of Healthcare Insights, powered by RedMed, LBN Tech Solutions, All Ladies League Digital Transformation Chapter. And today's topic is Science Behind Mudras, and the expert speaker is Umamaheshwari, a senior chartered accountant with 27 years of experience across industry domains. Thanks to Jay and Sandhya of RedMed. We have had some very enlightening sessions, and the regulars are also here. Welcome, all of you. And this session is also streamed live on YouTube. A little bit about the speaker. Umamaheshwari is the principal yoga teacher certified by Patanjali Yoga Samiti Haridwar under the guidance of Pujya Shri Baba Ramdev. She is presently a volunteer and faculty with Patanjali Yoga Samiti, Bangalore South. Umamaheshwari conducts free online and offline sessions on the science behind mudras and pranayama. She has conducted several sessions and has reached out to 5,000 plus participants worldwide, and her sessions guarantees knowledge, solace, and healing. So if you are interested to pursue sessions with the Umamaheshwari, her contact information will be displayed on the chat box, and you can connect with her directly. And Uma wears several hats. She's a travel enthusiast, she's a blogger, she's a Sanskrit scholar, as well as a musician. And we are so happy and honored to have you here in our midst, Uma, as expert speaker today. Welcome, a hearty welcome to you. So before I hand over the floor, Uma wanted an interactive session, and she wanted all the videos also, the cameras also to be on. So if you're comfortable, you can switch it on, and the controls, the audio controls are with you. So please keep it at mute. And if you want to talk, you can unmute and talk and mute again so that there is no external disturbance. So over to you, Uma. So we're waiting for the enlightening session about mudras.
Meghu, just one point before we begin.
Yes, Sandhya.
Yeah, hi, Uma. Hi, Meghu. There was one other point that Uma wanted us to announce, that any questions can be asked or posted in the chat box, but the questions should preferably not be of a personal nature, because she will not be able to answer it in the forum without further inquiry. So the question should be more of a general nature about the science of mudras and the topic.
Yeah, okay.
Thank you. Over to you.
Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Good evening to all of you. Thank you, LBN Tech, Meghalai ji and Sandhya ji, for coordinating and keeping in touch and reaching out to the nation through this session, the science behind mudras, and giving me an opportunity on this platform. And of course, YouTube and internet is flooded with information regarding mudras. Any ailment you Google, immediately you have the answers. So this session is basically to introduce why we hold a mudra in a particular fashion. Am I audible, loud and clear to all of you? Okay. So let's start the session with a prayer, as we always do. So I will chant the prayer. All of you can just follow at your end. Neck and back straight, elbows relaxed, shoulders relaxed. Left palm from left side, right palm from right side. Join it at your eyebrow center, the Agnya chakra. Normal breathing. Aligning your left and right cerebral energies, bringing the palms down to your Anahata chakra, your heart chakra, aligning your practical and emotional dimensions. Take a deep breath in. Om. Asato ma sadgamaya, tamaso ma jyotirgamaya, mrityorma amritam gamaya. Om Shanti Shanti Shanti. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Continue with eyes closed. Gently rub your palms. Cup your face. Bring your palms in front of you. Open your eyes into your palm. So Let's start today's session. I'll be sharing a PPT. So that's a book reference. And of course, the content for the PPT has come from various sources. And so we will be proceeding on this mudra topic. Before that, we need to understand why we were brushing our palms and cupping our face, opening our eyes. So the energy in our body, the prana, the pranic body that we call, where there is tremendous energy that we are capable of, actually escapes the body through our eyes, through our nose tip, through our lip tips, through our fingertips, and through our toe tips. So that's the reason we actually tend to every morning we brush our palms, cup our face, open our palms, eyes into our palm. So there is recirculation of energy. Okay, so this is how the prana is recirculated in the body. That's the reason we also sit on a mat. Okay, so coming back to the interactive part of it. So I request all of you to participate when the questions are posed. Please unmute and answer. How do you think the universe came to be formed?
The Big Bang Theory, ma'am.
Yes, the Big Bang Theory. Anybody else?
Theory of evolution.
Evolution, theory of evolution. So we will see how all of these are integrated into our scriptures. So for any event to happen, let's take the analogy of a mango seed. Okay, what happens with a seed? The seed is planted in the soil, and in the seed is the potential for it to become a big tree. Okay, so what happens is tree, once it is given the soil, earth, soil, water, and sunlight, it starts forming into a sprout, and thereafter a trunk, the branches, the flowers, the tree, the fruits, everything comes up, right? And every fruit again contains the seed. So even the universe, according to our scriptures, started from the seed, which is known as the Sarvagna Bija. And from the Sarvagna Bija, of course, in the Hiranya Garbha, the golden womb, it is called, the sprouting started with a bang. And can you all see the screen? Yeah. So what happened is, from the seed, the sprouting happened. So there was a evolution, and after the evolution, of course, from the fruit, the seed was seed is available again, where it goes back to dissolution, from back into the seed format, and again for another tree format. Now, when you park a mango seed and an apple seed next to each other, okay, do they say, hey buddies, let's become buddies and become mango trees together or apple trees together? No, the mango seed grows into a mango tree, the apple seed grows into an apple tree, right? So likewise, they all run to a cosmic rhythm. We also run to a cosmic rhythm. Okay. So then what happened, according to our scriptures, the Sarvagna Bija, when it opened up with a loud bang, there is light and sound. That sound is the cosmic rhythm to which we are still running to. And that cosmic rhythm is a ahat, okay, the sound, but which is not audible to our ears, which is known as anahat. Okay, so ahat, which is audible, but which is the rhythm is running in the universe, the vibrations are there, but we are not in a dimension to listen to it or capable of listening to it. So that is called the Omkara. And of course, after that, the Big Bang started the Akasha Tattva, the space element. From the space element, the air element known as the Vayu Tattva. From Vayu came the Agni, and from Agni came Jala Tattva, the Varuna Tattva, or the liquid format, and finally the grossest of all, Earth, the Prithvi Tattva. So there were these Pancha Mahabhutas, which manifested, and every object in this universe, animate or inanimate, happens is a mix and match of these Pancha Mahabhutas. Take the stone, take the river, take the mountains, take yourself, take the plant, or take any animal. All of them are made of these Pancha Mahabhutas, and any imbalance in these Pancha Mahabhutas has a drastic impact on every object in this universe, because we are all running to a defined rhythm. And so this universe is known as Prapancha. Okay, so for those who are into Carnatic music, you will know Bhuta Bhautika Prapancha Bharanam. In the very famous Vatapi Ganapatim song, he says Bhuta Bhautika, the entire universe. Okay, the macrocosm, which is made of the Pancha Mahabhutas, the microcosm as well is made of the same Pancha Mahabhutas. Only the ratio proportion is slightly different. And they are all thriving to the same prana, where the air outside and the air inside is the same, and the air outside and the air inside is converting every energy, every cell in our body, pumping it with prana and the energy levels. And so we are called as prani. And this prana is the same, whether it is in you or it is in me. But what is different? The nama and the rupa. Only the name and the form is different. Okay, so the gold in various formats, any type of ornament, it is the same. Gold is the same, but the akara, it could be a bangle, it could be a necklace, or it could be a ring, okay, or a earring. So the original or the conscious principle or the potentiality principle or the pranic principle is the same across all objects in this universe. Only thing that is different is the name and the form, the nama and the rupa. Okay, so similarly here you have the potential energy in the seed format, which contains the entire knowledge of the universe. And the most interesting part, after the prapancha happening, the quintuplication process that it is known as, once it has happened and the universe is formed, there you find that every cell or every atom in this universe carry the same Sarvagna Bija. So that is why we have this deja vu moments. You say, oh, this subject somewhere I've heard, I know this, and it comes so naturally to me because that chip in you or that trigger has happened, which opens up that knowledge in you, and suddenly you find a connect because you are carrying the Sarvagna Bija. Now, what is the connect between these Sarvagna Bija and the Prapancha or the Panchamahabhutas with mudras? Okay, so we are structured in such a way that these Panchamahabhutas are at our fingertips too. Okay, they are all there in the fingertips. So we're going to tap them, tap the energy of these resources at our fingertips using our prana and redirecting it to the weaker element, weaker organ, or weaker cell in the body. That is what yoga also does, or Shavasana also does. Whenever you're tired, you have extremely used your right side of your body. If you're in a physical activity, then the stronger left cells distribute it, align the energy in the body, and you are not tired after a quick resting. You call it the power nap these days. So with a power nap, you're able to re-energize, recharge yourself, and bounce back. Right. So again, we also at one level of our journey, we also realize this tiredness is after all a mind game. And these days you find the elders whom we call 70 plus are the ones most active on meets and Zoom sessions, conducting and delivering on all these 60 plus, super active on these sessions. So age is just a number there, isn't it? So mind is the big change, big game player, and that is what is actually pulling us down. How does that happen? Imagine you're tired after work, you're reaching home, and you're going to open the gate, and that's when you see the ferocious road dog jumping after you. What do? Do you stand? I'm very tired, I'm not going to budge. No, you're going to run. So where does that energy come from? Or if you just reach home tired, drooping, and ready to hit the bed, and then you see your best friend from yesteryears coming along, you're like super energetic and ready to jump into a conversation, catch up on all those years, even though you're tired, and in a way that also energizes you. So this energy within us is always there because the Sarvagna Bija is seated in us, we can always call upon it and work with it, and then we can tap into it and constantly keep ourselves energized. Okay, and before we go to the mudra itself, let's quickly take a look at imbalance concept. So when we saw space, or when we saw air and fire, water, earth formed, these Panchamahabhutas, when there is an imbalance, okay, when there is an imbalance in only the earth element. So the grossest is the earth element. Did we get that? So the grossest is the earth element, the subtlest is the space element. So if there is any imbalance in the earth element in the macrocosm, what do you think will happen? How do you think the universe will readjust itself at a earth level?
Pralayam.
Pralayam is finally at the earth level right now. If there's an imbalance only in earth element, what happens?
Earthquake.
Earthquake.
Yes.
Earthquake.
So we have earthquake. Yeah, no, winds come for the air element. So for earth element, we find that there will be earthquake, which will actually bring the universe back to balance, right? And then in the physical body, what happens? For the gross elements are your flesh, muscle, skin, and your bones. So these form the gross element. So what do you think will happen if there's an imbalance in your earth element in your body?
You might get rashes on your skin.
Yes.
Giddiness.
You might fall ill. Right?
Giddiness.
Oh, wonderful. Fever. Giddiness is at a different level. At earth level, the bone, skin, and muscle and flesh, you will have body cramps, you will have body pain, obesity, and bone related challenges.
Arthritis or something.
Yes. Okay, that is at the earth component in your body. Okay, so then let's move on to the water component. If there is an imbalance in the water component at the macrocosm level,
Floods.
wonderful.
Tsunamis.
And that's too much of water. And if there's no water,
Drought.
Drought.
yes. And similarly, in the body, in the microcosm,
Blood pressure.
okay,
Kidney issues.
Cold.
yes.
Dehydration.
Dehydration, wonderful. Dehydration, diarrhea,
Cold.
yes. Cold, severe
Headache.
cold, running
Headache.
nose, headache, because of that running nose, yes. Okay, now let's move on to the next one. Fire.
Fever.
Acidity.
Macrocosm. Quickly, we're jumping to
Forest
microcosm.
Forest fire.
Volcano.
Wonderful. So volcanoes, forest fires come in the macrocosm. In the microcosm, you have, like you
Fever.
said, fever, acidity,
Anger.
Rashes.
indigestion, ulcers, acid
Skin
reflux,
issues.
skin issues to some
Acne.
extent. Yes. Okay. Then air related macrocosms.
Whirlwind, tsunami.
Tsunamis.
Tsunami,
Cyclone.
perfect. Hurricane, cyclones, and at the physical level, at the microcosm.
Gastritis.
Wonderful.
I was thinking of psychological imbalance.
No, that is in the space level.
Oh, okay.
So air related, colic, respiratory issues, all your asthma,
Respiratory.
wheezing, all of these, suffocation. Okay, that is air related. And finally, space related at the macrocosm, the Brahmanda, it is the ozone layer depletion, the global warming, the seasonal variations. And in the microcosm, giddiness, anything related to space, giddiness, then loss of hearing, and what is space? Cardiovascular problems, okay, and anxiety, depression, all of these are space related. So from the grossest to the subtlest, any imbalance, we saw how the universe is working to realign to the cosmic rhythm. Why does the earthquake happen? because there's too much of population density or there's pressure on earth. So such things, it gets automatically reset and it goes back to its original rhythm. Just like how we saw COVID. Okay, it tried its best with multiple tsunamis, which you've never heard of before. It tried its best to correct the population with earthquake we had in Nepal, we had in Gujarat. If that didn't happen, finally COVID hit. We had no solution in spite of tremendous medical advancement. Okay, but still we couldn't quick fix a COVID solution, and so we went through this journey. So now we have seen these imbalances happening across macrocosm and the microcosm. So what is most important is to stay in tune with the cosmic rhythm. And to stay in tune with this cosmic rhythm, we have all the Panch Mahabhutas at our fingertips. Okay, and okay, so all the Panch Mahabhutas in the fingertips, and the first most important of the 5 fingers, which of it do you think it is?
The thumb.
And what story comes to your mind?
Ekalavya.
Ekalavya.
Wonderful. Okay, so Ekalavya, the thumb. And which of the 5 elements is most important for the physical body, in the absence of which you're declared, a person is declared dead?
Air.
Air.
Breath.
Fire.
Cold, heat. So for the physical body, for the physical, gross body, heat is the most important. For the breathing apparatus in the body, the breathing system, we'll see that in the koshas, the sheets. So the breathing apparatus will need air, and air is brought by circulation, where the fixation happens through the circulatory mode apparatus. And so water becomes the most important element in the respiratory sheath, whereas in the physical sheath, heat is the most important. With heat, every activity, right from energy, everything happens with heat, right? And the body has to maintain be maintained at a particular temperature at all times, right? So the fire element is mapped to your thumb. Okay, the most important element for the physical body to the thumb. Thumb is the most important this thing. Then next comes the air element. Okay, index finger is mapped to the air element. Air is the element which not only adds energy to the body, it also is responsible for the thought movements. Okay, the modifications of thought. There are thoughts in your mind which are pushed. The speed of thoughts, the cluttering of thoughts happens with the air element. So, and then you have the space element. Okay, so then the tallest finger mapped to the farthest element, which is visible to the naked eye, is the space element. And then what is the next finger?
Earth.
Ring finger.
Ring finger. And where do rings come from?
Earth.
Metal comes from
Metals.
earth. Yes. So that is why we wear the ring on the ring finger, because metals come from earth, and ring finger is connected to the earth element. And so you wear the rings first. How many ever rings you have? First, you decorate your ring finger and then follow it up with the other fingers. And we have always been asking in our childhood, why should I not wear it on this finger only? Why should I wear it on this? So this is your answer. This is the earth element. And then below earth, water also goes around. So little finger is your water element. So let's quickly look at all the 5 elements: fire, air, space. Okay, so that's the screen: fire, air, space, earth, and water. So you can write down if you want FASEW. Okay, so the Panchamahabhutas at your fingertips. So what is the what happened when the universe, the theory of evolution and the universe started forming? We saw the Panchamahabhutas manifesting, and our science called it that expansion as fission and fusion, right? So when that happened, we saw the manifestation of the subtlest to the grossest aspect. And we also saw the seed in its potential form manifesting with its kinetic energy into a universe, in case of the seed of the universe. In case of seed of your thought, there are thoughts which you say, plant it in your youth, in your childhood, it will blossom into a tree later, even when they grow up. So everything starts from a seed, including us. We started from a tiny cell, a sperm and an ova coming together, forming a cell, and from that single cell, we are into this trillions of cells, and every single cell works on the Panchamahabhuta principle, and every single cell is made up of the Panchamahabhutas. And these Panchamahabhutas are beautifully aligned at our fingertips. And imagine you are the creator now, right? So what the creator used to make this universe, you too have it at your fingertips, and you can start creating your own universe with a smile. So smile is our first mudra on the session, and along with smile, we're going to go into the other mudras. Okay, so to balance all the elements, the hero is our fire element, the thumb, as we saw, and join the tips gently to get your Gyan Mudra. Okay, just the index finger and the thumb tip. Okay, is that visible to you? Just join the index finger tip to the thumb tip, and that is your Chin Mudra. When used for meditation, it is called Gyan Mudra. How to hold this mudra is very gentle. It is exactly like your power circuit, where you just need to touch it gently. Visualize yourself releasing a butterfly which has entered your house outside. How gently will you hold it? That kind of a gentle touching is enough. No hard pressing and no stress required. Very gentle. And just with that, the prana, the hero, will ensure that the fire element is the only one element of all the five which is capable of transformation, right? Fire helps solid become liquid, liquid become gas. So it is the transformer, and so it helps transporter to other dimensions. So Agni element helps the air element calm itself. And how should the other fingers be when you're holding this mudra? They should be straight and side by side. No bending, no curling, no separate. Okay, they have to be side by side and joined. The tips are joined together, open to the sky with both your hands, and if possible, seated in on a chair or any comfortable position. Okay, so how to hold this mudra? The first mudra for the day, the Gyan Mudra, second mudra. First is your smile. So second is your Gyan Mudra. Neck and back straight, elbows relaxed, shoulders relaxed. The Gyan Mudra on your thighs, within the periphery of the body. Smile on the face. No stiffness in any part of your body. Observe the balancing of the air element within the body. Observe the thoughts calming down. Take a deep breath in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Vishranti. Gently bring your palms together. Cup your face. Bring your palms in front of you. Open your eyes into your palm. So the next mudra is
Lakshmipati.
please stay on mute. So then we have the second mudra, next mudra is your Akash Mudra. Just gentle touching of your middle finger to the tip of thumb. So it works as a switch. Okay, the moment you hold this mudra, it will start working on the space element, and it will align the space to its original rhythm. Okay, so these space element mudra helps absorption of calcium. Okay, so for absorption of calcium, this is a very good mudra. Okay, and then you have touching the tips of your ring finger to your thumb tip. Very gentle. See, the other fingers have to be aligned together. Okay, so this will help in bone strengthening. Also, it helps in vitamin absorption, and your connect with earth will enhance. So you become stronger, your bones get strengthened, and also your connect with earth will enhance, vitamins get absorbed. Okay, and finally, water balance. So holding the tip of the little finger to the thumb tip All the other fingers are joined together, open to the sky. Okay, so how long to hold this mudra? This mudra is 10 minutes per day is more than enough. For therapeutic purposes, this is just balancing. So it doesn't matter. For therapeutic purposes, 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening. So the best part of any mudra is it works like a switch. So whenever you switch it on, it works, switch it off, it stops. So here also, you can hold it for just 1 minute, 10 times a day, and you still get the benefit of 10 minutes. Okay, and you can hold with just one hand, or you can hold with both hands. You can sit and do it, or as you cook, you can do it, because mudra is going to connect you with that element which is manifested in the universe. You're going to connect with the universal earth, universal air, universal space, and so it will add value and to the cooking also. So when you hold a mudra and do your cooking or do your writing, so it's going to enhance your, because you're connecting with the Panchamahabhutas, which is manifested and which is aspect of every activity or every event in the universe. Okay, and so these are the 4 mudras. 1 minute. Sorry. Yeah. So we have these mudras. We have air element, which will give you the controls the thought patterns or the thought movements. Then we have the space element, calcium absorption, and also space connect. So it gives you a space connect. So most important is this mudra has to be done only when you are seated. Don't hold this mudra when you are walking. And then Prithvi mudra, which is for vitamin absorption and connect with earth, of course, and enhancement of bone strength. And finally, your water element, water balance, skin quality enhances with this, and your any imbalance in water element also gets corrected. Simple imbalances. Okay, so these are the mudras for these 5 elements. And whenever you're holding different kinds of mudras as seen on the net or on the YouTube, you can relate to the elements that you are working on and the what does the mudra signify as prescribed in the videos or the audios that you are looking up. Okay, then now it's good to know that we are able to balance these. Now, what about when they are an extreme high and extreme low? How do we increase it? These are the therapeutic mudras. Okay, for these therapeutic mudras, when there is too much of an element, so when there is too much of water in a glass, what do? We generally bend it down to pour it out. Similarly, every element will bend down to the thumb, base of the thumb, to reduce the element. So we are looking at reducing the element. The elements will bow down to the base of the thumb to reduce. So here we see air is getting reduced. Okay, so the air element reduces when you bring the index finger to the base of thumb. Okay, and then you have the middle finger reducing the space element. So when you reduce the space element, what happens? So when you reduce the space element, giddiness, vertigo, and any space disorders, even hearing problems, they get cured. Okay, reducing air element, your colic problem, your gastritis problem, they get cured. And space element, when you reduce, you get cured from giddiness, vertigo, and hearing problems, anything connected with the space element. Then earth element, so this must be the most famous one across the net search. So any mudra for obesity, when you start searching for it, this is the mudra which comes up, where you bring the earth element to the base of thumb. Why? Because the earth gets reduced and the thumb enhances the sun factor in the earth element. So whenever all these fingers in palmistry also, if you observe, they are mapped to a celestial object. Okay, so you have earth element, the ring finger mapped to the sun. So when it When the earth goes down, the sun rises, the metabolic system in your body also is set right. It's not like weight reduces, it gets set right. The metabolic system, which had gone for a toss, gets set right, and energy is distributed, and automatically the body is ready for more action, and slowly the weight reduction will start. So that is how there is a reset to its original rhythm of the metabolic activity when the earth element is going down to the thumb. So we are trying to reduce the elements. We first reduce the air element, bringing it to base of thumb, reducing the space element, bringing it to the base of the middle finger to the base of thumb, and then now ring finger to the base of thumb, and finally the little finger to the base of thumb to reduce the water element. Okay, so here water element, when you reduce your running nose, your the urinary challenges, or your heavy menstrual bleeding, all of these get, even the eyes constantly tears flowing out of the eyes, or water oozing out of the eyes, they get corrected. But this is reduction of fluids. When there is reduction of fluids, you should be double cautious that it will also impact the other fluids in the body. So accordingly, you have to work with the therapeutic mudras. These four are therapeutic mudras where you reduce the element, and by reducing the element, you are going to work on it only till the condition is on. Once the condition is set right, you want to discontinue the use of mudras. And for therapy purposes, you're going to do it 15 minutes in the morning maximum, and 15 minutes in the evening, or distribute it 5 minutes at an interval, covering going up to 30 minutes with the mudra. Okay, then to increase an element, what do we all like? Whenever we need to rise up heights, we need a pat on the back and some encouragement saying, hey, you're doing good. So here also, to increase the element, our hero, the thumb, goes to the base of every element and pampers it. So to increase air element, the thumb goes to the base of the index finger. It goes to increase space element, it goes to the base of your middle finger, the space connected to space. Then the thumb goes to the base of earth, the ring finger, to increase the bone connect or your earth connect. And finally, water, increase the water element. Dehydration and other conditions get corrected here. I'm not going too deep into the therapeutic mudras because it is one-on-one basis. This is just for the understanding. Whenever you hold any mudras, you will know why you're doing, why is this going to the base of that, and why is it coming down. Then you will know that we are working with these elements, and the resulting healing will happen accordingly. So we're just understanding how the whole thing works. Okay, so we saw the quintuplication, the manifestation of the universe, the macrocosm, the microcosm, how every single event is action happens with these 5 elements, and every final object is made of these 5 elements in a proportion designed or come up with for every object. And then we also saw that these 5 elements are available at our fingertips, and we are using our pranic energy to, and the fire element, to work on the other elements to heal the body and correct the element. So the correction of the element, the correction or mudras also help in correcting the elements at the element level. Then at the system level, at the organ level, we're using the acupressure points, the reflexology points in our palms and our fingertips. And at the hormonal level, it can work. And finally, at the spiritual level. So these are the gradation that we work on: the organ system, the hormonal system, and the element system. So in this session, we will only finish the element system. Plus, we will also cover 6 mudras for to be practiced on a daily basis, which will help us stay healthy throughout. Okay, and we will see how it works. Before going into that, any questions so far? All of you got it? Fire, air, space, earth, water. Good? All good?
Yes,
Okay.
ma'am.
Okay, wonderful. So fire, air, space, earth, water, we saw how all of these are available at our fingertips and how they can be used to balance the elements, increase the elements and decrease the elements. Now, coming back to finding out how much energy does each one have, let's just bring our palms close together, make some distance and observe how much energy we're capable of. Okay, now let's try some hand exercises to activate the energy levels in the body. So make a fist open, make a fist open, make a fist open, make a fist open, make a fist tightly open. Keep doing this. Now let's clap 30 times, 3 on the left, 3 on the right, 3 in the front with the instructions, thumb on thumb, finger on finger, palm on palm. This is not just clapping. This is clapping to activate all the energy centers in our palms. Okay. So after this open close, fist tightly open close, you're going to clap 3 times here. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. One round of 10. Second round. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. And third round. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. So that is third round. Keep holding your palms together and brushing your palms. Keep the smile on. Keep brushing your palms. Feel the heat. Thumb on thumb, palm on palm, finger on finger. Now gently make very little distance between your palms. Move apart, bring it close. Move apart, bring it close and observe the energy fields that you have created capable of healing us and energizing us. Okay, now bring all the 5 fingers on your right hand together and work on the palm chakra. Do the same with the other hand and activate the palm chakra on the right hand. Your palms are ready for mudras. Now hold the mudras and observe how it has what kind of an impact it has. Okay. So let's observe the same mudras, how we have been using it in our lifestyle every day, but unawareingly. Okay. So keep the videos on. And quickly tell me, how do children say that they wish to visit the restroom in the school?
Little finger up.
Little finger up. Now we explain why the little finger up.
As it is an element of water, it raises the sound.
Exactly. So that is why we've been, all the other elements are on a low and only the water element is on a high. And it was our schools, our classrooms under the trees were designed that once the our professor or the sage is in connect, he takes the children to a different dimension through his teaching, nothing should disturb them. So they are not supposed to tell, sir, I need a break, I need to step out. They just show this and they run away. So that the class, the connect and the dimension is not disturbed, and only that child, for call of nature, goes out after indicating this to the guru. This happens only in India, right? So this is the first where we relate to our element here. So first we saw with the ring, now we're seeing with the water element. And then how do we yawn? What do we do when we yawn? Yes, Meghalai ji got it, Vaishnavi ji got it, wonderful. What do we do? We're clicking our, perfect, we're clicking our middle finger, right? What is middle finger all about? Sometimes what happens when you're yawning, you generally end up with a locked jaw or some disturbance in the space alignment. So you click. So very, this thing that it is not, we've never thought about it, but we've been doing it. When we write, we use our index finger and our thumb. When we put a rangoli, also we do the same thing. We use our index finger and our thumb. Your Jnana Mudra, the wavering thoughts are controlled and flow of thoughts is steadied. So your right hand, Kriya Shakti. Your left hand is Jnana Shakti, right hand is Kriya Shakti. So the body is aligned and it is taken. That is why the Namaskar Mudra, where we did aligning our left palm and right palm, and so that there is equal distribution of energy. Now let's explore the same 5 elements within the body, starting from our toe to the top of our head. Okay. So at the toe, to the base of the spine, that is below your spine to the ground, all elements are available. Only the earth element is dominant because it connects you to earth. Perfect. And the Mooladhara, your base of spine, is where your sex glands are available, which are reproductive glands are available, which are responsible for procreation, which is again earth related. So for earth, it's always about harvest and procreation. So that is what is our connecting concept with earth, right? And once you're connected with earth with that, let's travel a little above. All elements are available. Earth is dominant. A little above, below your navel, above your spine, root of spine, okay, which is the below your navel, that part, which is the dominant element. Observe all the organs, close your eyes, walk within, take a walk within your body and find out what are the organs within that part and what is the major function, and so which is the dominant element.
Digestion.
Digestion.
That is above the navel.
Fire.
That is above the navel.
Water.
By water. Yes.
Production.
Wonderful. The reproduction, the kidneys, exchange of this thing from purification of blood, your urinary gland, your large intestine, and your small intestine. Small intestine is also absorbing the food in a rasa form. It's in the liquid, extracted form. Okay, so fluid form. All of them work with fluids. And most important, you have the uterus there, which is again responsible for the procreation part. And so that part is dominant with water element. And I'll travel a little above from your navel to your heart level, which is the dominant element. All elements available. Dominant element.
Fire.
Fire.
Yes, fire. Why?
Digestion.
Wonderful. So it is all about digestion. So no mummy's cooking is tasty, no father's cooking. COVID time, all fathers have learned to cook. So no father's cooking is tasty for the body or the stomach. It has its own kitchen. It has its own panchamrita, starting with the salivary gland, your first panchamrita. The second is your HCl acid, your liver acid, your intestinal juice, your bile juice. All of these become the panchamrita added to the fire Agni there. And this is its own garam masalas that it mixes into the food, and fresh kitchen work happens there, and extraction happens in fluid format. Okay, so there is the Jatar Agni, the fire element. Again, heat is responsible for the physical body. What is fed as physical food from the earth is taken into the body, ingested and cooked within the stomach. Okay, after cooking on your kitchen, in your kitchen, it goes further, gets cooked into in your body. Extraction happens into your through the finger-like tiny hair-like structures in your small intestine, where the rasa is absorbed into the body. Okay, and this kind of a so it is called as the Havana Kund. Every Brahmarpanam, Brahmavihi, when we chant that, it is because it is treated as a sacred fire, where the entire Panchamrita is fed, and a true ceremony is happening with every meal that you take. Okay, now travel a little above from your Anahata Chakra till your Agnya Chakra. That is from your heart till your eyebrow center. What is there? Dominant element. All elements prevalent. Dominant element. Air.
Air.
At the chest level, exchange of air happens. At the heart level, fixation of oxygen into your blood happens. And in your nose, exchange of gases. In your throat, larynx, it also helps in communication, right? And that communication happens with, playing like a flute. It works like a flute. And the air is played in the larynx like a flute, and the melodious words, melodious talk, all this happens, isn't it? And then from here till here, from your eyebrow center to the crown of your head, what is the dominant element?
Space.
Space. And how should space be?
Calm.
Empty and calm.
Wonderful. Calm, empty. Most important. How do you say there's space next to me? Only when it is vacant. So it has to be empty. And how do we keep it?
Very full.
Totally cluttered. And who's responsible for that? Space element and our air element. These two are the culprits who keep it totally occupied, making me talk to you and making you listen to me and fill all this into your space element. Okay, so that is why our scripture says you can't empty your space, but you can start with focusing on one activity. So ekagrata, work with ekagrata, like our Arjuna story. Keep an eye on what do you see? I can see only the eye of the bird. He can't see anything else. So that ekagrata, one focus point, and then once you fix your focus, the universe will work to deliver it to you, right? And if you observe, now let's go backwards from the top of your head, space element, air element, then fire element, water element, earth element. Subtlest to the grossest, exactly like how the universe manifested. And in a spiritual level, also, we are trying to travel from the grossest, from our name and our form, we are trying to merge into the divine. And so the session, a step towards the divine. Okay, so that is how this journey is. We have started. Now, we are going to integrate it with the other rituals that happen in our this thing. Everyone's, not just us, not just Indians, across the globe. So whenever, take for example, a child has won an award in the sports award. Okay, so he's been running on the sports field and he wins a shield for the year and he is declared the sportsman of the year. How does he feel? What do we say?
Wow.
Excited, wow.
And then,
Excited.
where is he? On top of the world. And thereafter, he is
Cloud
in
9.
wonderful cloud 9,
Cloud nine.
heaven, all space related, right? All space related. And then we can handle it for one day, all his boasting, and we also share his joy. Then 2 days, then 3 days, and he drags it for a week or more than a week. Then what do we do?
Bring him down to earth.
Yes. So what do we tell him? He'll be grounded, right? And we also say, see, it is not just you. You went to the school. The weather didn't play havoc. There was no rain that day. Then the sports teacher allowed you to play. Okay. And the other teachers cheered. The students, your friends cheered. Okay. And then the bus which took you there, ferried you there, you didn't have a breakdown. The driver didn't try to take off that day. So everything aligned and no child said, Amma, I am late today. I will not climb the bus. No cranky behavior. Everything aligned and it was delivered to you because one seed of thought, that child must have thought deeply, I should win the shield. And it was delivered to it. So this is the journey. And then we say, share it. It is, if not at a physical level, share it in your mind, share it with the whole universe that award should go to everyone, right? And then we say, put it in the puja room, right? We ask them, whichever puja room it is, you place it in the puja room. And after placing it there, what do we ask him to do?
Wow.
Bow down to
Thank
the
you.
Lord.
Thank
Bow
you.
down.
Gratitude.
Yeah, with a thank you, with a gratitude, bow down. So bowing down, space is coming towards earth again. And then we also apply kumkum to the forehead. With which finger do we apply? Guess.
Middle finger.
Ring finger. Ring finger.
Middle finger. Ring finger. Wonderful, Radhaji. Ring finger. And what color is the kumkum?
Red.
One. So which is the best soil for gardening?
Red soil.
Red soil.
Kemp Manno, red soil. So
Red
see
soil.
the connect. We are using red color, earth related. We are taking it all the way to the forehead. applying it on your forehead with your ring finger. So bringing a balance. We tried bringing cerebral, left cerebral, right cerebral alignment. We tried bringing practical and emotional alignment. We are also bringing a earth and space alignment here by doing this. So this is with your ring finger that we place red kumkum on the forehead. Fine. Okay. Now, on a warrior mode or on a Rakhi day for the Raksha, Desha Raksha or Behan Raksha, sister Raksha, how do you apply the kumkum? Same kumkum.
The thumb.
Wonderful. And with which hand? Left hand.
Left hand.
Left hand. Jnana Shakti. Okay. So left hand, and why? Why the thumb? Why the thumb?
Fire.
Which element?
Fire.
Wonderful. So fire element, aggressive mode. He has to be on aggressive mode to do Desha Raksha. He can't do same side goal. So he has to activate his Jnana Shakti. So he is going to, this is the sun channel on the right. For the next level, we'll be covering that. Nadis. So the right Nadi is your sun channel, which is working, is totally oriented towards Kriya Shakti, and all our activities, most of us are right-handed. And then the left side is your Jnana Shakti, which is your moon channel. Okay, the moon channel. So we are activating the moon channel to trigger the CSF, the cerebrospinal fluid, and bringing a balance there with the fire element. So there is aggressiveness, but fair aggressiveness. You can't be ruthless also. So with the integration of the mind element, mind zone, we are working on the body element fire and preparing the person to go to the war zone or to a protection mode. Switch them on to the protection mode. Don't you feel a virata when you do it, both for the person who's doing it and for the person who is receiving it? Isn't it become kind of a ritual? Yeah, so you can already visualize it and you can feel that energy levels wherever you are. Okay, and then we have a very interesting thing of the wedding where the Pancha Mahabhutas of the bride is handed over to the Pancha Mahabhutas of the groom, and then he carries her, takes her like this, leads her to the Kalyan Mantapa, all the way from the Unjal, which we have in our culture. And, and then we have this mudra for knocking on our, correct? Shuklam Bharadram. So we are releasing all the emotional locks, activating the temples with this mudra. What is this mudra? The name of this mudra is Adi Mudra. What is happening here? All the elements are going on a low mode. So fire is reduced and all the other elements are also reduced. Okay. Why is it called Adi Mudra? A brain teaser.
The beginning.
Beginning of what?
Baby.
Purnaji is saying baby. What is the connect?
So the baby is born, which is the starting phase of human. When we were born, we used to keep our hands like that.
So it's your first mudra. It's my first mudra. So not other babies. We as a baby held this mudra. And what happens when you hold this mudra? Food anyway is nourished from the mother's umbilical cord. And Adi Mudra actually, no, more than safe, the hyper elements in the body come to a low, and it also provides calms. It calms. All the elements get calm. And most important, oxygen supply is high to the head region. Okay, there's a high supply of oxygen to the head region. So all the athletes hold this mudra. Their muscles are burned, they're losing energy level. So there is continuous oxygen supply to the head level. People who snoring, it gets cured. Because of depletion of oxygen, there is generally, it results in snoring. So this is a very good mudra to cure snoring. And it is used for knocking at your knuckles when you're chanting Shuklam Bharadram. So, it's formality quickly. No, do it till you finish the entire shloka. Shuklam Bharadram Vishnu Mishari. Go slow, and you should be chanting it after every breath. You can't random, not in one breath. It has to be, only donkeys do that. Only donkeys can, without any breath hold, they can keep braying. It's humans have to take breath, and then that's why we run out of breath. So we have to take breath and then utter. That is why it also helps you calm down. Okay, every time you take your breath in, you're connecting with cosmic energy and you become a normal prani and able to deliver without losing your energy. Okay, so that kind of, and slowly you will integrate it into your talking pattern. Like you sing, people sing at one shot, but they have knacks of holding their breath, catching their breath in between. That will build into your style. You can see the lecturers doing it, right? So this is your Adi Mudra. So we've seen one more mudra, and we also saw how various rituals in our daily life, whether it is a wedding, panigraha, or whether it is your eating, or whether it is your writing, or whether it is your winning, all these are connected to elements, and all the rituals, whether applying kumkum or tilak, all of these are related to the element aspect. Okay, and that is how our journey with the macrocosm has always been: constant realignment with the seed. What seed? The seed of thought in you. So we saw Kriya Shakti, we saw the Jnana Shakti. There is a Icha Shakti, the thought seed, which is hidden. And that thought seed is working with the Icha Shakti. That is why we say we have to be always balanced with our thought, action, thought, word, and action, right? Trikarana Shuddhi, it's called Mana Shuddhi, Vak Shuddhi, Kaya Shuddhi, thought, word, and action, because these are all hidden and one is manifesting from the other. From the thought comes your thought processes, and then your action. So actually what happens, if it is a project at work, the entire roadmap is done and it is on your PPT and you have already visualized it delivered to you. You have also factored in time. You've also, for lags, you've also factored in obstacles expected, and accordingly you have budgeted it. You've seen the path, you've seen the, of course, PERT, you've seen the entire review, and you've taken the entire journey through it within your thought. And then you presented it to your management, and then the real action starts, and it has its own journey. At every point, the focus and the complete dedication is what is leading you to the ultimate goal. And so Trikarana Shuddhi is working. Let it work for every word, every action in our daily life too, so that we are always aligned with the cosmic rhythm, where it is seed towards manifestation back to the potential form, seed form. Potential to kinetic, back to potential form. Once the goal is reached, next seed starts, right? So that is where the planting starts. Now, coming back to our session here with the 5 elements are connect. So we saw how all of us are capable of tremendous energy and we need to be saved or rescued. We don't have to be saved. It is within us to be at our maximum power at any point of time, right? So we can do experiments on this. Let's not do it because we have other slides to catch up on. So now for the daily 6 mudras, okay? Now, to understand the daily 6 mudras, we need to know the sheaths in our body, which is the first that we already discussed is the Annamaya Kosha, the physical aspect in the body, the gross aspect in the body, which is nourished with the food element, which again comes from the earth, right? So that is your physical sheath. And then you have an inner sheath, which is the Pranamaya Kosha, which is your respiratory body. The respiratory system within your body, the organ system, then the respiratory system, which again works with the prana from outside. Is the air outside different from the air inhaled? Is the air outside different from the air that has gone into your chest or circulating in your body through the blood? It's the same. So, and it enriches the prana. Likewise, the prana in every single soul in this earth is the same because it's from the same air. Only the name and form has changed. So that prana, which is the same across all body, if you have control of it within yourself, you have control on every prana in this universe. It's the same thing, extension of the same thing. It's not an extension. It is exactly the same thing, isn't it? So if you have this control, you have universal control. And that is how you see achievers and healers who are able to work with their own prana and using their enriched prana and enhanced prana, they are healing others. So that is when why we never hear our doctors saying I'm unwell today or this week I won't be there. They never call sick, whether COVID or not COVID. They are always there for serving all of us with a smile and their white coat, right? So that is the kind of healing that each one of us are capable of. And this mudras keep us aligned with the cosmic energy constantly, and you can keep healing yourself and the others with these mudras. Then you have the mind intellect. Okay, the mind zone, the mind system, which works with the connect with the external world through the sense organs, using the sense organs as its instruments. So it takes the picture and then it says, I'm seeing a flower and the stalk has got a lot of thorns, and then it feeds it to the intellect body. So there is a mind body. Then you have a depository of your past memories or past reading, where the exchange of information happens, and then your depository says, the intellect body says, here it is a rose. Is it red in color? Then the mind says, yes, it's red in color, and then it says, okay, it is mapped to a rose. Oh, it's not got thorns, then it could be a hibiscus. Go check it and come. So this kind of a communication happens. So you have a mind body, you have a intellect body, which is the wisdom body, and finally, beyond all the four, irrespective with no indifferently available, is your Anandamaya Kosha, the bliss body. No joy, no sorrow. That is your bliss mode. And that bliss body is where we started from. How is a child when it is born? Nothing to worry it. No tension, nothing. That is the bliss mode. Can you hold in that mode yourself at all times? And that is what matters. Irrespective of any challenge, all the challenges that are thrown at you are only a play of the mind and the intellect. Constant thrashing between the two using this part. And how should this part be? Empty.
Calm.
Calm. Calm. Empty. So if you can keep it empty, that is the best way to handle it. So now for every of these kosha, there are mudras. So the first is your physical body, which is your Annamaya Kosha, and we will have the 6 daily mudras, which will be your Prithvi mudra, which we already saw. Okay, the earth connect. Okay, so the bone strengthening and the earth connect. So this mudra for 10 minutes. 6 mudras, 10 minutes each, will be your 60 minutes, 1 hour. And you can do it right in the bed before you wake up. Okay. This is your first mudra for the physical body. The second major ailment for the body is your, after a particular age, BPs and cholesterol and your heart problems start. Before that, gastric problem. You amma tummy ache, you must have eaten too much of fried food or junk food, which has caused gastric problem. Okay. So to keep that at bay and add your list of count of samosas to your diet, Apana Vayu Mudra. So the middle two mudras, why of these in a different session, and your Vayu Mudra. Vayu is your index finger to base of thumb, reducing the air element. Join the middle two fingers to the tip of thumb. Okay. Yeah. So that will be your Apana Vayu Mudra. This will keep any colic. This is also known as the Sanjeevani Mudra. Okay, so the Sanjeevani Mudra means that which works like Sanjeevani herb for Lakshmana. We have a Sanjeevani mantra, we have a Sanjeevani pranayam, we have a Sanjeevani herb, and likewise we have a Sanjeevani Mudra, which is a lifesaver. Okay, so Apana Vayu Mudra. This is for second mudra for the physical body. A very good mudra, and the only mudra that can be done after a heavy meal. Okay, all other mudras, because they are redirecting the prana shakti. So when you're on after a heavy meal, your entire prana shakti should be focused on the digestive process. So if since it is going to be working on the digestion, don't redirect it to work on any healing process. Okay, so and again, any pregnant ladies, no mudras at all till your 9th month, till your last 1 month of your the last month of your last trimester. Okay, so that will be your time to do a few prescribed mudras. We can connect differently, separately for that. So here we have Prithvi Mudra and Apana Vayu Mudra. Prithvi Mudra for vitamin absorption, earth connect, and strengthening your Annamaya Kosha, your physical sheath. And then Apana Vayu Mudra with for all the colic problems, any gastric problem, and that extra pani puri, extra samosa, extra pizza, you can still go for it. And this has worked wonderfully. This is my 92nd session, and reaching out to more than 5,000 people one-on-one as in a platform. Of course, they were joined by their family members in all the session. So many more people across the globe, and all of them have found these 6 daily mudras very, very effective. Okay, we have had people saying that in the US during the pollination time when they were taking the anti-allergy tablets, there was this one person who was taking anti-allergy tablets for the last almost a decade. And after attending the session and doing these 6 mudras, there was no need for any medicine, very confidently and very courageous step, of course, that she did without any allergy tablets that year. So Prithvi Mudra, Apana Vayu Mudra for your physical sheath. Then for your Pranamaya Kosha, of course, we need to strengthen our prana, and every prana is enhanced by the soil, water, sunlight, right? So soil, water, these are the two, earth and water. You can even prana enhancing or prana scaring, it's a gun. So to strengthen your prana, you can call it the gun mudra. So you will be stronger with a gun in your hand. So this looks like a gun, right? Yeah. So easy to remember. So this is prana mudra, a very good mudra, energizing mudra, and a immunity builder. Okay. So this is a very important mudra on a daily basis to enhance your immunity and at the same time energize yourself. My Ayurveda doctor, after attending this session, she was telling me that she uses, if there is a patient crowd and she is crowded that day, in between whenever she's tired, she holds this mudra and then for about 10 minutes and she's immediately energized. Please experiment. Do not go by my word. Start experimenting and you will definitely see the benefits coming, especially Apana Vayu Mudra. You will immediately see the burp. You will immediately feel like the gastric or colic which is hurting you will get released. One very good mudra to experiment on. So now we finished Prithvi Mudra and Apana Vayu Mudra for the physical body. Now Prana Mudra for the Sukshma, the subtle body, which involves not only the respiratory body, also the mind and the intellect body. Okay, so the second one is for the mind and intellect, where the space and air, both of them are reduced. All our diseases, most of it are airborne. So this is also a disease-free mudra. Okay, Shunya Vayu Mudra, where space is reduced, air is reduced. So depression, anxiety, stress, anything related to respiratory problem or your mental problem or your tension at the end of the day, stress at the end of the day, and any cluttering here, too many activities, too many multitasking, Shunya Vayu Mudra for an excellent sleep to keep diseases away. Two purposes. Just like how Prana Mudra saves you from immunity, not only builds immunity, also energizes you. Shunya Vayu Mudra helps keep stress away, keeps diseases away, and gives you good rest. Okay. Then finally, we have to go into the seed mode. Okay. The potential seed mode, from that is the Karana Sharira. And for that, we already started our session with Gyan Mudra, which is our index finger, the thought processes, the thought wavering, leading to the pineal gland and the pituitary gland at the top of your thumb. The thumb represents in reflexology the top of your crown of your head, then your eyes, then your nose, your throat, and the entire backbone on this side. Okay, so this is the journey, and the top, the crown of your head, Brahmarandra, the fontanel place, is touched by the index finger, that is the Guru Tattva. The celestial body here is the sun, here it is the Jupiter. So the Guru leads you to opening the wisdom in your Brahmarandra, the space element. So Jnana Mudra, so much knowledge in just this Jnana Mudra. Okay, and this mudra awakens the true wisdom that you are, but started from a seed. Go back to the seed format. Where did we start our journey from? If you leave your house for traveling anywhere abroad or a holiday, you're like, after 1 week, 2 days, excellent, fun, pictures on Facebook, everything. 3 days, 4th day, okay. And then 1 week later, I want my pulkas, I want my rasam, I want my vetta kolambu, curd rice. You're rushing, waiting to come back, but you're never satisfied. Okay, so where is your real satisfaction? Going back into the potential concept where we have emerged from the consciousness concept. We have manifested into the matter concept with this Nama and Rupa. We are itching to go back to the seed format. And that seed format or the potentiality format is where is the Karana Sharira, causal status. And that causal status, to attain it, Jnana Mudra or Dhyana Mudra. How is Dhyana Mudra done? Pacifying the elements. So left palm on top for the women because the left side is dominant, and then the right palm on top for men because the right side is dominant for men, as evident in the Ardhanarishwara symbolizing, where the right side is the masculine aspect, the left side is the feminine within each one of us. Okay, within each one of us. So it could be a very artistic person whose intelligence is high, then for him the feminine aspect might be high. For the soul, there is no sex related. For the soul, it is only masculine domination or feminine aspect domination at a subtle level. Okay, so for the ladies, because the estrogen and the left side is more dominant, your left palm on top of the right palm, right in the middle of your lap, and for men, right palm. So when the right palm is on top, it is the Dhyana Mudra is a common word name, and individually it is known as Bhairava Mudra and Bhairavi Mudra. Okay, so the sixth mudra is your Dhyana Mudra, where all the elements are pacified. So you can join this and join the tip of your thumbs to pacify your fire, or you can bring it thumb over thumb and hold it here. And with a gentle closing of eyes, take a deep breath in and breathe out with a smile. Another breath in, breathe out, breathe in, breathe out. Vishranti. Continue with eyes closed. Rub your palms, cup your face, open your eyes into your palm. You can apply the energy all over your body. Your hands carry creative energy. Correct? So these are your 6 daily mudras. Coming back to smile mudra. So we started the whole session with the smile. What happens when each one of us, when we smile, every cell in our body smiles. So how many states of matter are there? Suddenly out of the blue, another tangent question. It's okay. How many states of matter do we know?
3, I suppose.
3.
Okay.
5.
3.
5. Okay, so we have 5. So starting with Bose-Einstein condensate, then solid, liquid, gas, and the plasma state. So that will be homework for those who said 3. You can go Google on it and learn more about it. So when you smile, every cell goes into a plasma mode. And what is the plasma mode? The molecules are jumpy, and they are not only jumpy, they are also emitting light. So every cell is going to be shining through with cosmic light, and you are going to carry that aura, summation of all the smiles of every cell in your body. And that kind of an aura, when you reach out to the world, there are going to be miles and miles of smiles, and you are going to be healing everyone with just that smile. Even if they are deeply lost in thought, the moment anybody sees a smile walking across, they smile back at us, right? So you're going to charge them with that smile, you're going to relax them, and that smile is going to add so much value to everyone who comes across. So smile, a very important mudra to keep ourselves in the plasma state, shining through, and others, holding others, helping others also reach that state. Okay, so before I conclude, I'll go back to one of my previous slides. Any idea? Okay. This is the Nataraja statue, and as the picture says, it is gifted by the Government of India to the CERN, European Institute for Nuclear Research at Bern, the Switzerland, where they are trying to break the metaphor of the God particle, right? So they're searching for the God particle, and our government has of course, gifted this Nataraja, which is installed at the entrance of that institute. And why Nataraja? Anybody?
Cosmic energy
Yes.
Circle of energy.
Circle of energy. Then
Cosmic
He is
dance.
the destroyer. Shiva is the destroyer. So I'm
Shiva,
assuming that
Jnana Mudra.
okay. So we have so many answers. Shiva, this entire Nataraja, not only as Shiva. Shiva, of course, is given the task of dissolution as per our the mythology part. But Nataraja as such represents the cosmic dance of creation. So he is the Panchakritya. He does 5 functions: creation, maintenance, then you have dissolution, then you have Tirodhana, which is dropping a veil and letting you not see the God particle within you. And of course, then he gives you Anugraha to become all knowledgeable with the Gyan Mudra. Okay, now coming back to the Nataraja aspect, it is a complete circle of life, and he is holding Agni. He is dancing in space. Is he holding Agni? Can you see?
yes,
And yes, and then also water on his head.
yes,
And then he is also having the serpent around his neck, which represents the air element. The air element in the body, in the nadis, move in the form of a serpent. Okay, and that is the kind of a journey it takes. And so the serpent is representative of the air element. And then you have the demon at his foot. Okay, Apasmara, who is earth related. Okay, and he is the connect with earth. So all the 5 elements. Of course, he also has the moon and the cosmic dance, which is representative of how the universe sorry, came to be formed. So the Ananda Tandava, the creation of the universe with his Tandava. And he releases sound with his Damru, which were the first sounds for the universe, which is very well known as the Maheshwara Sutrani, to be studied by each one of us to understand how the languages came to be formed only in the sound format. So the first to emanate was the along with space is the sound aspect, and then the vibrations continue. And they are still in the universe. We only need to tap. And as we tap into every dimension, we are all going to get those kind of energy levels and siddhis, and we're going to attain those dimensions. And we are capable there because we are carrying the God particle within us. Any questions? You can, the session is reached. I have another 15 minutes. So usually the questions are how long should the mudras be held? For therapeutic, I already said 15 minutes in the morning, 15 minutes in the evening. Your fingers might ache being first timers. So you can spread it out as 5 minutes or 2 minutes and for the stipulated time. And if it is just normal health mudras, not for therapy purposes, then 10 minutes is more than enough. We also saw the benefits of all the 6 mudras. Then there are other mudras which are for healing purposes. Then we have these Akasha mudra, never to be held when you are walking. All other mudras, suppose you go for a 1 hour walk, you can hold the 6 daily mudras, 10 minutes each, and you are done with the quota of the mudras for the day. And whereas the space mudra, you should never hold it when you are walking, because your connect with space will become higher, and we don't want you flying in the air or levitating. Okay, so that's about it. And people who have challenges bending their fingers, or patients who are in their bed and not able to, in a status where they cannot hold the mudra, for them you can use a tape and keep the mudra in place. Okay, so that is also an option that can be done. Okay, so the session comes to an end here, and we can conclude the session with a thanking shloka to the Pancha Mahabhutas and Shanti shloka for welfare of the universe. We can take questions now. Oh, we have questions.
One small doubt. Can I ask?
Yeah, please.
Yeah, ma'am, when we used to do the pranayama, we use often mudras. So like you said, Vayu mudra, Shunya Vayu mudra, whatever it is, the mudra. So with one hand, we hold the mudra, and with one arm, the right arm we use for closing the nostrils and opening it for practicing pranayama. So so why we have to only use the left nostril to begin with the pranayama, ma'am? My question is that.
Okay, so you're going into pranayama session. Okay.
No, with mudras also we hold the left hand only and we start with the left nostril itself.
Correct. So the most stressed part in the body is always the mind. So with the right side, you cool the mind, start with cooling of the mind. And then the moment the mind is cooled, the other aspects in your body starts opening up for healing.
Oh, very good. And if for any, it applies to both men and women. So I was thinking that as I am a woman, so I have to start with left, and for men it has to start with
No,
right.
I will tell you why also. So our entire journey of pranayama, there are two aspects to it. Are you looking for spiritual and like spiritual dimensions, or are you looking at health aspects? If you're looking at physical aspects, then women should start with the right side and men should start with the left side, with the lesser dominant side. And when it is spiritual elevation, any yoga pranayama session, if it is part of that, it is only for spiritual dimension, because Yoga Sutra, our Maharishi Patanjali gives us a journey into yoga. He starts with personal conduct, he starts with social conduct, then personal conduct, then yoga, physical maintenance of energy, aligned energy in the physical body, then alignment of energy in the respiratory body. Then he moves on to your mind and intellect body, where the mind and intellect body are controlled or shaped up with your dhyana, with your pratyahara, dharana and dhyana. And finally, you reach the samadhi state where you are merging with the divine. Yoga means yuj means union, becoming the divine. Now you are detached, thinking you are different because you're given this nama and rupa. We are not having that wisdom or that dimension where we realize we are the same. And so to attain that alignment, that is why you go into a trance or you're totally switched off to the external world when you are doing final dhyana state. So in the Ashtanga Yoga, this is the journey, and for that you have to start with left, right, and then conclude with the left side. And your pranayama mudra is like this. Again, your space element, air element is brought to the base of thumb, where the mind clutter and the mind thought clutter is controlled, and your earth and water element are used to activate the physical and the respiratory body. Your physical and respiratory body, Annamaya Kosha, Prithvi Tattva, and water body, your water element. And using the fire element. Fire is the transformer, dimension elevator.
Thank you, ma'am.
Uma, there are a couple of questions. Probably you've already addressed it. One is about increasing concentration for studies.
Okay.
Is there any specific mudra somebody has asked?
Yes, there is. We have the time, but any other, that is a special mudra.
Yeah, the other one is about sleep, I think. Sleep, you already said it is Shunya Vayu Mudra, right?
And Adi Mudra. Go to your child mode. Yeah, Adi Mudra, beautiful one. Okay. How do you keep both
Ma'am,
the small
I have one
and...
question as well.
Yeah, 1 minute, Vaniji. So there's one more question here. How do you keep both the small finger and ring finger upright? So that can be done with some, with some finger exercise. Apply oil to all your fingers from the base of your finger to the top. I have only addressed elements today and 6 mudras, daily mudras. The signs behind the daily mudras I have not covered because it comes in the higher sheets, higher dimensions, and organ system, and your Vayu system, Pancha Vayu concept. Okay, Pancha Prana concept. So when it comes to that, when we cover that, we will be able to explain the signs behind those mudras. Meantime, to activate your, to make your fingers more flexible, one is apply oil and massage every finger. See, as you do, even now when I'm doing, your other hand is seeking. You can do it for me also. It's asking you, itching. And then when you finish this, you can do a rotation clockwise and anti-clockwise. And then press the fingers like this, each finger deep down, hold it for some time and release. And the other approach, to expand it, you can take the thumb as a support and keep expanding the distance between the fingers. So these are all little finger exercises which will help you bring flexibility into your fingers, and then you'll be able to hold the mudras. See, I'm holding it, right? So like that, you'll be able to do it.
Yeah.
Okay. So the next question is for concentration. I will teach that also. Before that, Vaniji, your question. We'll conclude the session with memory activation.
Ma'am, two questions actually, sorry, in one. One is for my own benefit. I want to understand that in cases of severe hair fall, is there any mudra that can help?
That we'll do one-on-one, because that has to be addressed at a deeper level, where we need to diagnose why the hair fall is started in the first place. Yeah, second question.
Okay, the other one is for a very close relative. I wouldn't like to name them, but their problem is that he has lost his job very recently, about 7-8 months
that
back. That
also on one-on-one basis, ask the concerned person to talk to me. I will help them with mudras and with some guided meditation, and one-on-one talk will help. Okay.
Yeah, Uma's number is there in the chat box, and you can take it down, participants. So that somebody has asked about further sessions they want to attend, Uma. So I've given your number so they can connect with you for further sessions with you.
Okay,
So
I will also add here, I conduct these sessions every month, first weekend. One weekend is first weekend of the 1 month is pranayama session. Another first weekend of the next month will be the mudra session. I repeat the same content, and there is always new people joining the session. So please feel free to join. All the session, all the counseling, all the one-on-one session for therapy purposes or healing purposes are all free. Thanks to the divine. That was my first prayer, that I should not bring me to a status of charging for these sessions. And he has ensured it is going that way, because it is for a spiritual dimension. There is no monetary transactions there.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am.
Yes,
And,
Patiji.
Mr. Pati, you have a question, you can go ahead.
Yeah, thank you very much. It's quite informative and very, very useful. My one question is, whatever you have indicated for one single hand, the same thing has to be simultaneously done, right? For other hand also.
Not, it can be done together if time permits.
Am I correct?
If you have, yes, you're right. If time permits, holding it with both hands is excellent, more benefits, because one side is your sun channel, the other side is your moon channel, and they are going to accordingly spread. Sun channel is direct energy, and moon channel is the reflected sunlight, a cooler one. So that is how they work. Similarly, you have sun and moon in the cosmos. So here also you have sun and moon within your body, again a microcosm alignment. So you can do with both hands if time permits, and if you have, otherwise if you're busy at work, keep one mudra with one hand, and other mudra you can do your other activity.
Thank you so much. It was wonderful.
Thank you, Kaushiji.
Thank you so much, madam.
Thank you.
I have a question, Uma.
Yes.
So we started with the mudras where we do the balancing, and if we were to do that, would there be a need to do the enhancement or the bringing down the other mudras that you took us through?
Not for, that is ailment related. These, if you do, and if you keep the 6 daily mudras, if you do, you're not going to be cluttered at all. This is more than enough. Ultimately, it's a mind game. Now, if I just experiment with you, say you shake your hands as if there's nothing in your hand, and even if there's some water droplets or some energy, you just keep doing it. And then close your eyes, lift a balloon. See how your hand goes immediately with your imagination. You're lifting a balloon. Then let the balloon free and come down. Continue with eyes closed and lift a bag of 1 kg only with your right hand. Now lift another kg in your left hand and walk up the stairs. See how your muscles are flexed and see what kind of energy you're losing. You just with an imaginary hold, you can feel tired. It's totally a mind game, feeling tired at the end of a heavy, hectic day. All the doctors, all the teachers are smiling because they have to smile. Otherwise, the students are going to sulk. So if the professions demand, we are doing it. We can do it for ourselves at all times. Call upon the energy with your power naps, with your Shunyavayu Mudra. You can work wonders. With your Prana Mudra, you can work wonders. Yeah, and coming back to the concentration mudra for children, especially just before they start their reading session. I'll take 5 minutes, Meghalaji. I think we're hitting 6 o'clock. So just before starting off any session, see, this is a very interesting mudra. All the 5 elements on a high. Don't teach a hyper child. Okay, teach a hyper child Adi Mudra. Okay, for all other children who want a high, you have seen boardrooms, directors talking like this. Yeah, we see all these in the movies, right? So this is heightening all your elements to a high, Panchamukhi Mudra. Each mukha is matching the other. It's called the Panchamukhi Mudra. And then you align the little finger and your thumb in a 180-degree mode, straight line mode. This is known as Hakini Mudra. With this mudra, I'm going to give you a 3-breath prescription. So take your eyes gently closed, neck and back straight, elbows relaxed, shoulders relaxed, no stiffness in any part of your body. Keep that smile intact. Observe that smile in every cell in your body. Observe the energy flow through your fingertips. Hold on to the smile. Now inhale, focus on the eyebrow center. Exhale, focus on the nose tip. Inhale, eyebrow center. Exhale, nose tip. Inhale, eyebrow center. Exhale, nose tip. Continue with your concentration on Ajna Chakra. Gently rub your palms. Continue with eyes closed. Ajna Chakra focus. Cup your face. And bring your palms in front of you. Open your eyes into your palm. So you can go up to 5 breaths, 6 breaths. Note, don't say Vishranti like I said for others. Others were meant to calm. Here, no Vishranti. Keep the energy and the focus on your Agnya Chakra and feel the energy when you do it along with the child, your concentration, your vibration, ambience in the room, and the child's concentration is going to enhance. Very interesting is in your nose tip. All throughout the body, we have these nerves centers, okay, not just the hormonal glands, okay. You have the ganglions of nerves at every, when not nerves as such, it is also connected with nerves. They are known as the hidden channels, the subtle channels, which is the nadis. When 2 nadis meet, it is called as sandhi. When 3 nadis meet, it is known as marba points. Okay, so you have multiple junctions like this. That is why you have the EFT, where you have emotional freedom technique. Again, Google point, like you have to, you have various pinching of eyebrows, you know, and then tapping of your fingers and tapping of fingers, the tapping technique. And these are all to release any emotional blocks in your body. It can be physical, because of something you ate, gastric, or it can be emotional, social, spiritual blocks. So to release those blocks, you have these special techniques also, other holistic approach to healing yourself, and again a mind game. So finally, when it gets released. So similarly, at your nose tip, you have the intellect chakra, where the intellect gets activated. And in your Agnya chakra, you know, all the 3 main nadis, your thought, your Kriya Shakti, and your Jnana Shakti. Icha Shakti, Jnana Shakti, and Kriya Shakti merge here, and this is called as Yukta Triveni. It starts from the base of your spine, Mukta Triveni, from Mooladhara. It reaches your Agnya Chakra, and then it blossoms into a 100-petal lotus as per our scriptures. So there are multiple versions to this, and our scriptures hold on to this across all the scriptures or Upanishads. Everywhere it's the same concept. So you can work on this Agnya Chakra and the Prajna Chakra to activate the concentration level in a child. So with that, can we conclude? Activated our, we should have started with this, but anyway, we are all in search of Adi Mudra, becoming a child, given our age now. We all love to be back into the child mode. Let the children pamper us, and let's make the best of it. So, or the grandchildren, okay?
Thank you so much.
Thank you so much.
Thank
Sandhya, you want to
Thank you so much.
close comments?
Thank you so
Yeah.
much.
Thank you, ma'am.
For me, when I reached out to Uma to invite her to be our speaker for today, it was a dual thing. One was I found out that she was a long lost friend, you know, and of course, when I met her many, many years ago, I knew her only as an aspiring chartered accountant. And in the space of time from when we met last and now, she has grown so much, and she has so much to give to all of us and to the world It is amazing. And thank you so much, Uma. She told me, I have a lot of material. I can talk for hours on end. And I can see that she can talk for hours on end, but not boring stuff, but very interesting stuff. And it has been such a pleasure and eye-opener to be in this session. Somebody said, I didn't know mudras could be so interestingly told or explained. Science behind mudra itself is a very, very, sounds like an oxymoron, right? When you say the science behind mudras. But yes, we have understood a little bit of the science behind mudras. And thank you so much for that, Uma. And I must thank LBN Tech, Megu, and the rest of the team for always making these healthcare insights reflect with RedMed possible and so efficient. They're always there, very dependent on them. And Megu, as always, the super host. Thank you so much. And thank each and every one of you who is here today for being with us on this wonderful journey. Thank you once again.
Thank you. Thank you so much, Uma.
Thank you.
So before the participants go away, just mark your calendars for October 29th. Sandhya Rao and Jay have arranged an excellent speaker. He's the chairman of Narayana Netralaya, Dr. Bhujang Shetty, October 29th, and he is going to talk about diabetes reversal. So please mark your calendars. The reminders will come to you, and the recording of this session will be in LBN People's Podium. And somebody asked about this slides also, Uma. If you can share this, I can upload it onto a link and put it along with the YouTube in the description. I think someone wanted to see the slides also. It was a mind-blowing session. For me, I am totally uninitiated, and it was excellent. This is not enough. There is so much more. We've only scratched the surface. So I think we need more sessions with you, Uma. So thank you so much. Thank you so much for explaining so wonderfully well. And thank you to your participants. Have a wonderful evening, all of you. Thank you.
I have a question. Conclude with Shloka.
I'll conclude. Before that, how do I get into the mailing list?
Can you just, you are, your name?
My name is Shankar.
Yeah, okay. Venkat, can you just give the email ID? Put it in the chat box.
Thank you again, LBN Tech. Thank you, Meghalai-ji. Thank you, Sandhya-ji, for coordinating. And it's been wonderful. So many participants actively participating here, coming up with answers. I always call it the divine connect and the divine designs. So not possible without his grace and this platform. It's really a pleasure to be here. Thank you so much once again. Conclude the session with a thanksgiving to all the Panchamahabhutas, which is responsible for life on earth. So let's bring our hands, left hand from left side, right hand from right side. Join the palms at your Ajna chakra, bringing it down to the heart chakra, aligning our left cerebral, right cerebral, practical and emotional dimensions. Take a deep breath in. Om. Om Dhyau Shantirantariksam Shantihi. Prithvi Shantirapaha. Shantiroshadayah Shantihi. Vanaspatayah Shantirvishve Deva. Shanti Brahma Shantihi. Sarvagvam Shantihi. Shantireva Shantihi. Sama Shantiredi. Sarve bhavantu sukhinah. Sarve santu niramaya. Sarve bhadrani pashyantu. Ma kaschid dukkha bhag bhavet. Om Shanti Shanti Shantihi. Hari Om. Shri Gurubhyo Namaha. Hari Om. Continue with eyes closed. Observe the energy from the universe tickling in every cell in your body. Observe the cosmic light emerging in every cell. The cells coming together, the light coming together, shining through you, reaching out to your family, to your neighborhood, to your state, and to the country as a whole. Back to the universe. Constantly working through you, working for others. Let's continue the Seva mode. Let's hold on to this light. Let's hold on to this energy. Spread the light, spread the healing, spread the prayers. Gently bring your palms together, rub your palms, cup your face. Palms in front of you, open your eyes into your palm. Apply the energy all over your body. And relax. Shri Guru Pyo Namah. Thank you, one and all.